Hey everybody, welcome back to the private group. Tonight we're going to make an angel, and I'm going to try to pull myself up over here so I can see comments, but my iPad is upside down, y'all. So, yay, good for me. Okay, I don't know if Justin's going to be here tonight. He's going to visit some friends down the street that he hadn't seen since Christmas or before Christmas, so I don't know if he's coming or not. But anyway, we'll have fun, whatever it is, because we're going to make an angel. And I have to tell you that just about everything I've done today, except on my event this morning, just about everything else has gone wrong. So I don't know how this is going to go, but we'll do the best we can. Right now, I just see that people are watching. I don't see. Where am I? There I am. Okay, so now I can see comments. Okay, hey Teresa, hey Pamela, hey Elaine and Carolyn and Kathy. I'm so glad to see y'all. Maybe a small select group tonight, but we'll give people a little chance to jump on. Can you hear me okay? I don't know. Let me be sure I'm turned up. Come on, y'all. Okay, now the sound is all the way down. It's that kind of day for everybody. Justin just broke what? Hey, Laura. Justin's iron broke. He ordered one, and here it was in the background. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so you can hear me okay, and you can see okay. You can see the surface here. I think this setup is a lot better for those of you who've watched. Since people were here, my tripod was way up high and way far away, and I felt like I was talking to you from another room. So this, I think, is much better, but let me know if you can't see or if you can't hear or whatever, okay? All right. Y'all, there are all kinds of ways to make an angel. You can make one that's, pretty and lit up. Good, thank you, Teresa. When it's pretty and lit up, like we're going to make tonight, I hope it'll be pretty. I know it'll be lit up. Or you can make one with a spindle or just about anything, a candlestick. Hey, Mary. And you can make them kind of rustic. I've made them with a spindle and shells for wings. So, pretty much your imagination is what creates your angel. Good, Laura. I'm glad you like this better, because I do too. I feel like I'm a little bit closer. I can almost see comments. I can see that there are some. Good, Kathy. I'm glad you're looking forward to it. Okay, we're just going to start. Y'all, I have to bring the dog in because I have to have him in by 7 so the neighbor kids can go to sleep. And I gave him a big knuckle bone to chew on, so if you hear chomping, that's the dog. And for those of you who want to claim copyright violations, which is none of y'all, that's not music, that's a dog. And you don't have a copyright on that. Okay, so we're just going to start. And y'all, I started with this bottle. It's oh, good, Teresa. Yeah, there are plenty of ways to do it. And, later on, if you want to, we'll do one that's more rustic and has hair and all that stuff. And I did bring a couple of alternatives for those of you who want to do halos. Well, I brought one alternative and a couple for those who want to use something for wings besides the purchased ones. And all of them work. Hey, Valerie. So this is a Dollar Tree bottle. Cost $1.25, and it does have the stopper that it also functions as a head, which I like because you don't have to get another head. But the first one, if you have a bottle, the first thing you do, it is pretty, and this is pink, and we're going to use, oh good, so same bottle. So she's going to have a pink dress on, y'all. I hope. It gave me fits. If you're using a bottle and you're going to light her up, the first thing you do is you put the lights in, because you won't be able to do it later. You have all the stuff. Good, Kathy. So you just take your lights, and y'all untangled this time, so you didn't have to spend 15 minutes watching me untangle the lights. So you just shove them in. The shorter lights from Dollar Tree work perfectly fine. This just, has more lights on it, and it's got a much smaller battery pack, so it's easier to hide, which is what I like. Hey, Laura. Let's see, we got 15 people. That's pretty good. So we're just stuffing it in. And later on, I'll shake it up a little bit because I don't want all my lights at the bottom. Oh, I don't have it. I'm sorry. Sometimes they have them all over the place, and sometimes they don't have any at all. Now, Rebecca found some that had the the light stoppers in them, and she sent me a couple of those, and I started to use those, but I didn't. It's a different shape bottle, and this is the shape I'm kind of used to, and I wanted to do it better. Okay, Regina's coming in. That's good. So we're building up some. Got one without the stopper. Yeah, Laura, that's fine. I use a lot of things that don't have the stopper on it. So you put it in until you put the light in until you get to this part that's got the plastic on it. And you can shove that down in there too, but I think it interferes with the lights. And then what I do is I put the wire over the top of the rim, and I put just a little dab of hot glue on to hold it. Just a little dab. And wherever you put that is going to be the back of your angel, because you don't want to be seeing that. Mine were hidden under the shelf. Oh, Teresa, good for you. Dollar Tree hides things, or people hide things and want to come back for them, I think. So, okay, Dina's coming in. Hey, Dina. Okay, let's see. Dina, if you would like to pick a couple of people for napkins, while we're going on, we'll give some away. Hey, Carol Ruth. Oh, okay, so, hot glue works better if you don't let it get cold before you put what you're trying to. Let me just put it down and put the glue on top of it. And this will be covered up. No, it won't, because I forgot to get my ribbon out. Not smart. Not smart at all. Hey, Elaine. Okay. I'm just going to hold it for a minute until it catches. Hey, Donnie. I'm glad to see people coming in. Y'all, it was hard, but I couldn't get the internet. I didn't like that at all. It's just not sticking. I don't understand why it's not sticking. Hot glue is supposed to stick. But it's not. Look at that. That's plumb pitiful, y'all. See, it's been that kind of day. Let me see if this will work. You keep freezing. I'm sorry. Hey, Carla. Food evening to you, too. Y'all, spell check is a wonderful thing. Okay, I think it's stuck that time. And then you just leave the light thing hanging out, because it will, you're going to hide it under the dress. And a lot of times what I will do is I will go further down. Yeah, I've been seeing some of you all day. I go further down and I glue it again, just to hold. Because I don't want all the wires sticking out. You keep losing signal. You got signal twice. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if that's my internet or if that's, I don't know what's going on, but I didn't get to watch the person ahead of me on the event I was in this morning because she was frozen, and y'all, the hot glue is not holding. That's not a good thing. Well, I don't know what to tell you. It's on your end. Okay. Okay, Pamela Adams, you have one napkin, so if you'll send me your address in a private message, I'll you know, we'll get you out some napkins. I say I will, but Dina's the one that actually does it, so. Okay, I'm just going to hold it and see if that helps. Good. Andrea's coming in. It's good we're building up. You're welcome. We like giving away napkins. Okay, now if I can just get this one to work. Nope, that didn't work either. You know what? I'm just going to leave it the way it is. When you get the lights in, you put the stopper in, and that actually will hold it. Oh, you think Facebook is acting up? Well, you know, Facebook frequently does that. And I'm just going to try to shake these lights down or up a little bit. Maybe I'll take the stopper out and do it manually and try to get them more evenly distributed. I'm just bringing the lights up a little bit, and then I'm going to poke them back down in there. And of course, I have loosened my... Can you hear the dog? Can you hear the dog crunching? You're freezing too. Turn my lights. Boy, they are bright, and that means it will shine through. Yeah. Yeah, see, I'll show you. These, you know, these kind of twinkle. But, you know, this has all kinds of settings on it, so you can change the pattern that it has. And some of them make me really nervous. Really, really nervous. That's not well distributed, but you get the idea. But I'm going to turn it off for right now. Okay, now, I'm going to put, that's going to be the back. That's going to be the back. And I got two different kinds of pink. One is this netting, and that's going to be her underskirt, and it's a little long, but it can be trimmed. So I'm just going to, and I kind of, I don't know if you can tell, but I kind of tapered in the top a little bit, so it's not so bulky. But, and I'm just going to put it around her, because I want it to be, I don't want it to be that fluffy. I want it to be kind of fluffy. One arm's shorter than the other. I'm going to put the shorter one on first. And, y'all, you can do this any way you want to. Just because I do it this way doesn't mean you have to. But, you know, I want things to be a little bit fluffy and sticky outy, which is not a technical term, by the way, in case you think it might be. And if it doesn't come all the way closed in the back, that's okay, because the wings will cover up a lot of that. And so will the overskirt. So let me put a little dab of this glue that's not holding a darn thing and see if it'll hold the netting. Because I don't want a dress falling off. I mean, that's not a good look for an angel. You love it. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, I'm just going to bring it on around. And, you know, this will probably, at the top, this will wrap around her a couple of times. But that's okay. We're going to cover that up. So, not to worry. Well, I said not to worry. Okay, I'm just going to close her up. You're totally frozen. Donnie, sometimes if you go out and come back in, it'll be okay. Looks like Dina had to do it because it says she's watching and she's been in here. So there's nothing I can do about it. I wish there were, but there's just not. So let's put it. I don't understand why my hot glue isn't working. Of course, with the netting, it doesn't have a whole lot to grab hold of. And we're going to cover it up, so it will be okay. Okay, and I'm going to put, see, it's a little bit too long, but you know, you can, if it's too long, you can just take your scissors and drop the bottle. You can take your scissors and trim it up. You know, you want it a little bit longer than the bottle so it'll poof out a little bit, but you don't want it all that long or all that poofy. But okay, and put the top back on. Don't glue the top on because you might need to get, you know, the bottle out sometime. Or sometimes I put bling wrap around there, and I may do it this time too, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so we've got one layer on, and I'm going to put another layer on, and this one's a little bit longer than that one. And you just wrap it around, y'all. That's all you have to do is wrap it around, and it'll, you know, it'll look a little bunchy, and that's okay. And I just glue as I go. Okay, now I'm not seeing comments, but I'm seeing who's watching. The material goes all the way around. Yes, it does. Now, sometimes it goes all the way around the top twice, but that's okay. Okay, this needs to go around. You know, I just glue one side down at a time. And really, all this is going to do is provide a little volume to the overskirt. This is like a petticoat sort of thing. And just glue it down. Too much freezing. Okay, Laura, it's frustrating to watch when it freezes all the time. I know that. And the replay will be here forever. So you can see it. Okay, so what we've got is this. And you see it's a little uneven. So I'm going to trim it up just a little bit, not a whole lot. And just let it kind of, you know, poof out at the bottom. Because, you know, I like my angels poofy. What can I say? And then I have this that is the overskirt. And it's way long. But I think what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to put it on the other way so that it, let me see if I can do this. So it closes in the front, and, you know, I think we can make it kind of like a cape or something. Yeah, we can do that. Do that. See, I'm putting it on, you know, on the back so it will be open in the front, and I'm pulling it around to the front, and I'll show you what I'm doing in just a minute. I'm gonna tack it together like that so it kind of poofs out in the front a little bit, and that's, you know, I'll probably trim it up because that's a little long. And I'm going to trim that up because it's a little uneven. And well, it's kind of hard to mess them up, honestly. So I'm going to try to bring it around evenly and tuck it down. Maybe I think I'm going to pull it up some more and bend it over and make a collar. That's what I'm going to do. And that will cover up, that'll cover up the wire. Okay, you see what I'm, oh, that's got to be longer though. That's not long enough. Okay, we'll do it longer. Because I didn't think about that, but I really want to cover up. All this material is so pretty. It was sent to me by in Happy Meal, and it's gorgeous. I don't know if you can see, it's got sparkles all in it. So let me see how long we want this to be. Y'all are all freezing because I see people going out and coming in and going out and coming in, and I appreciate you doing that. Okay, I'm just measuring the length I want. And I think if I cut it, on this fold, it will A, be straight, sort of, and B, long enough, I think. Let's see. Yeah, that'll work. Material is beautiful. Ruthie Cunningham sent me this, and I love it. I've used it on a couple of angels, and she's sent it in all different colors. And I'm going to hold it up in a minute so you can see. It's got little sparkly things all in it. Yeah, I said I would cut straight, but I didn't. But get out of here. But see, it's can you see the little sparkles in it or not? Let me see if you can see. I'm gonna. Gosh, the lag is terrible. Now I'm frozen. So, okay. Hey, Sister Jerry. So we're gonna bring it up here. Fold it over a little bit and just make a cape. And I'm going to have to get up because I didn't get the embellishments I want. I thought I had everything ready, but I was wrong. So what I'm going to do first. Y'all, this hot glue is not holding anything. You know, you think hot glue is the one thing you can count on, right? But no. Okay, I think what I'm going to do before I put the cloak on, I'm calling it a cloak now, and not a dress. Before I put that on, I'm going to put her collar. And this is just Totally Dazzle bling wrap that I'm going to have to cut more of because I measured it, but I didn't measure it. You know what? I'm not going to worry about it because the wings are going to cover it up. See, that'll provide a little collar. It will cover up the ugly part of the net and hopefully hold it on. And I'm just going to hot glue it. Like that's working so well, right? You know, it's working so well to hot glue it. And it's not gonna meet in the back, but it's okay. Now my wings will cover it up. Yours might not. All of us mostly. What? Wait a minute. Yeah, I think it's coming out in and out for everybody. But I'll keep doing it. If y'all stick with me if you can. But I know how frustrating it is. But if you can stick with me, then we'll have comments and people. But the replay will be fine. That's the good thing. So all of you can come back and watch it on replay, and I'll just keep going. So how's that? We got 21 people. Okay, now I'm going to put her overdress on. Hang on just a minute, though. I got to get some embellishments. Okay. Hang on. I should have done this before I started, but I didn't. Well, I thought this was my crosses and things, but it's not. No, that's not going to work. Hold on. I'm sorry. Row. Okay. All right, my crosses and things were cleverly disguised as snowflakes. Let's take those out. And I'm going to put, let me see. Gosh, I've got to get some more crosses. I'm out. I'm out. Yikes. Oh, wait, there's some more. Okay. Oh, that's an old one. Okay, let me see if I can find a brooch. I'm sorry, y'all. I thought I was ready for this, but apparently I am not. So you're freezing and I'm a dithering idiot. Okay. What a great day, right? Okay, so I'm going to fold this back. And then pull it to the front like so. And then I'm going to put, that's too big. Doggone it. Everything's too big. I'm sorry. Hang on. Okay, what does it say? You're so organized, you don't know where things are. I know it, yeah. You're new and so you have the same problem. How's the move going and the unpacking? You're all settled and pictures on the wall and all that stuff, Jerry? Moving's hard. I think maybe that would be pretty, but it's got a thing on it. I want just a little something. All right, let's do this again. Trying to get the two sides even. I'm going to put Now that's covering up the bling. I don't want to do that. I'll pull it down here. That's what I'll do. I'll pull it down there. See what I did? I moved it down because I didn't want to cover up the bling of the necklace. So that's what I'm going to do. And you know, you could make those into arms, but I'm not going to because I'm having enough trouble, y'all. I was asleep when he was on. Oops. So let's put that there and hope it stays. Lord have mercy. Bring this around and put it down here, just so it crosses over just a little bit and makes kind of a cape. Well, this is kind of a hot mess, but that's what we have right now. Is she just has, you know, a little bit of a collar, you know, a little bit of a cape. Not even close. Maybe some more this weekend. It's hard. Moving is really hard. There's so many moving parts to it. Cold and snowing. Ooh, y'all, it was 71 degrees here today. And very pretty. I'm just going to put a little tab of glue there. There's always a pain. Yes, moving is a pain. Okay, now I'm going to take this. I got this little brooch thing, and I'm going to put it right over the fold. And I'm going to hot glue it for right now, but you know, I may have to go back and put some B7000 on it. I don't like that that's folded up. Okay, so that's what we have. I don't know if you can see it. Lie down. I don't like what that's doing. I don't like what this is doing, y'all, and I don't know what to do about it. So I'm just going to leave it for right now. Raining in 44. So that's what we've got right now. And see, it has a pretty little glow to it when the lights shine. Of course, they're all down at the bottom again, but that's what it is. Okay, no point burning it. Okay, now we're going to... Y'all, they don't take long to do, you know, unless you get real fancy with the dresses. And I didn't, so let's see. Got wings. All right, I've got a couple of different wings, and I made them out of raffia ribbon. One is just, you know, I cut off a length of raffia and tied it up with some twine, and, you know, it can go back there, and it will be wings. You know, you'd want to cut the twine off, but I wanted to show you that you don't have to have the store-bought wings. So that's one way to do it, and, you know, I think that's actually kind of nice. I might use that. I don't know. What do you think? Can you see it? 39 is the low tonight. Oh, my goodness. No wonder everybody's sick, y'all. In addition to my house giving all my guests sinus trouble. So what do you think about these wings? Yeah, I think that's kind of pretty, and I may use it. And then I got another thing of Raffia, and all I did was fold it over and then tie it. So it makes slightly smaller wings, but they're kind of pretty, I think. Y'all, I may use these because they're different and I like it. So what do you think? I may use it. The ones I got out are MIA. Oh, the ones I got out are these. And y'all, these are the ones that Justin had. But I like the Raffia too. I think I'm going to use it. These are the ones that Justin wanted for the Cupid. And, you know, there are, you know, I've used those before, but I think I'm going to use these. I think I am. I know I am. Because I like them. And they'll be a lot easier to deal with than the bought ones with the feathers. So I'm just going to tie it off real good and cut it. And put the knot up against her back. And I think I'll put it right there. Valerie, okay, Valerie, you want some napkins? Yeah, Michelle, it is different. It is different. I like it. And we're going to cover up the twine. So let me see. That's too big. I like for my angels to have something pretty in their back, on their back. See, I've just glued it, but you can see the twine, so I want to cover that up. So you can see the twine. Well, let me cut that. Okay. Let me see if I can find, that one's way too big. I've got to order some more. Yeah, Valerie, PM me your address. And see if, I think I'll put that little cross right there. I don't know if you can see it from my big fingers or not. But it will not cover up the twine. I'm going to get a little twist of, a little thing of bling wrap to put over the twine, now that I've got it glued down. Because I don't want to see it. You know, Frankie's getting restless. Can you hear him? But there's nothing on the floor that he can eat, so there you go. Just gonna find out where to cut it and cut it there. And I may not put the cross back here because the bling wrap is also pretty. I'll have to see. Work better if my hot glue were cooperating with me. Just a little bit too long. Y'all, am I going too fast? Because I feel like I've been speeding through this. Wait a minute. Somebody said something about paint. How do I... How do I decorate a head that's not like yours? You know, it depends on what kind of, you can paint it. Some people paint faces and eyes and things on their angels. I don't. You can put hair on it. You can, just whatever strikes your fancy. You can leave it plain. Or you can, you can paint it whatever color you want to. It depends on what kind of material you're using for the, what you're using for the head. Depends on that. Sometimes I use a Christmas, a small Christmas ball. And, that's silver or gold depending on what kind of bling wrap I'm using. Sometimes I just paint it. I don't know. The important thing about the head is it's in proportion with the body. That's the main thing. Okay, y'all, right now she's got the bling wrap that covers the twine, and that may be enough decoration for her. I don't know. Or I could put this little cross on there. Okay, it's not sticking. Down like I wanted to. I think I'm just going to leave it. With the bling wrap. What do you think? Hey, y'all, sorry. Hey, Justin, I thought you were visiting your friends. Okay, good. You just had dinner. All right, good. I hope you have a good visit with your friends. We're doing fine. Everybody's freezing. I'm doing everything wrong. But other than that, we're having a good time. But the internet is not cooperating, and neither is my glue gun. But you have fun with your friends. Okay. All right, now, y'all, I don't do halos. I do crowns. That one's too big. I don't think I'm going to put anything else back there. Sorry, Miss. Oh. Thank you, Justin. I appreciate it. Y'all, I do crowns, but I have a bunch of them. And I glue them to, this is a little thing, the top to a Christmas ornament, that the wire goes through so you can hang it up. And these don't have a lot of surface to glue with, so I glue on one of these, and then I glue that to the head. Except I put it on wrong, so I'm going to have to fix that. And if you do that, y'all, do what I didn't do and put it so it's up a little bit, so it could be on the head, but the crown can come down. But if you don't have a crown and you don't want to do that, and you're just determined to do a halo, thank you, Elaine. Thank you, Dina. To do a halo, you get a pipe cleaner and you just make a circle. This is just one way to do it. And then you close it off like so. So you have a round thing. Then you bend the long edge down. And I should have done this, but I didn't do a halo. or don't do a halo, but you can put it on her back and glue it, preferably under her clothes and under the wings. But I didn't do that. But that's what it looks like, and you know it's not. There's nothing wrong with doing this. There's absolutely nothing wrong with doing a halo like this. It's just not what I do. I could have. Yeah, it's real easy. You know, it's cute. Now, you know, I could have done it, and I could glue it on, and then glue the rest of the pipe cleaner over the bling wrap. I could do that, and then she would have a halo. It'd be the only angel I've ever made that has a halo. It doesn't have to be that high up. But, you know, you need to glue it to the head, you know, to the back of the head and to the back of the body, preferably under the wings and not over the wings. But we can, you know, if you like this, she can have a halo. And this will be a one of a kind. So, but if I do that, then I'm going to cover up the bling rack with, because you know, I should have done this before I put the wing on. I was not thinking, y'all. So, what's the halo? The halo is made out of a silver glittery pipe cleaner. You know, it's just a regular old pipe cleaner. On the dress. Making angels, but out of strips of rain. Oh yeah, that'd be pretty. I've seen those done, and they're very pretty. Susie, I think you like that. I didn't see you come in. You have feathers all over. Feathers are good. You know, I don't know. Maybe I'll just leave it like that. I could, you know, I've never used raffia ribbon for wings, and I've used regular raffia, but not the ribbon, and I've never done a pipe cleaner halo. But there is a first time for everything, right? So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think one reason that I don't like to do it is I never can get them straight. So, so that may well be. Okay, I'm going to put some glue right at the back of her head. And then I'm going to break it off to put glue down further. Y'all, the glue is not my friend. And then I'm going to the glue is not my friend, y'all. But what can I say? It's just not. And I don't think I can take the wings off without destroying stuff, so I don't know what to do now. I think I'm going to go back to the crown. Let me see if I can get it on straight. Okay, now to keep the crown on, if you use a crown like this, then you have to use E7000, B7000 or E6000 or something that's stronger than hot glue. And it takes a little while to set up. Made your halo with a strip of Dollar Tree bling on a... Well, I bet that's pretty. Who said that? Carolyn? I bet that's pretty, Carolyn. I want to see what y'all are doing. Because this... What? That work. I don't know what that was about. So I'm going to put some E6 or B7000 on the ornament holder and on this tiny little thin strip of rim on the crown. And then I'm going to place it and hold it. And let it slide around a little bit. Need help. Feathers all over the glue gun. Oops. Oops. It just makes the glue gun pretty, right? Okay, so I'm going to leave it alone and let it do its thing. And, you know, I may do another one and do that halo thing, but I'll put it under everything. So, SOS, Camille. Feathers go everywhere. Well, oh, this is all over the place. I think I'm going to be keeping this one. I don't think you guys going to want it. But that's it, y'all. That's it. And then you just light her up. And it goes. So, y'all have any questions? Feathers in your cocoa. Oh, no. Oh, no, no, no. So, need to leave the crown alone and let it set up. Okay, anybody want to come in and show me what you've done or what you're doing? I feel like I rushed you through it. But it's been an hour, so maybe not. And I'm frozen. So it may not be the best time to bring people in because we're already having a lot of problems. So anyway, that's our angel. She's kind of a hot mess, but she's got pretty fabric. White glue gun with tinfoil. Yeah, that will clean a glue tool. It will. So, you know, her dress is pretty. It just isn't hanging right. But I'll figure out a way to fix that. So what do you think? Is this something you want to try to do and more of? Because they're real easy, y'all, and people love them. You know, you can sell them all the time. I sell them every auction I have. And, you know, you can make some money with them. And they don't cost a lot, but they are pretty. And they're good night. You're not happy with any kind of head to have. She's too angelic for a wood head. What about a Christmas ornament? Or a disco? Too many. What do we need the light cover for? It's one of the things that you can put an angel on. Let me see if I've got one up here. Yeah, I've got one up here. You can make an angel with... It was just a suggestion of something that you could use. And let me show you what I may do with this one. If this head's not too small for it. But see, this would be a pretty angel, and she's already poofed out. So this was just a suggestion if you didn't have a Dollar Tree bottle of something you could use. Well, thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Dina. And see, these things cost usually cost $1. You can get them all over the place, and they make nice angels. And I have this head that broke, this thing that broke off of something else, and I could use that as a head, except it's a little bit too small. But these make nice angels, and they come in all kinds of shapes. Thank you for all those hearts, y'all. That's so sweet. So that's it. Do you have any more questions? I'm sorry if I wasn't clear that it was just a suggestion to have the light cover, and I didn't know what to call it, but it's a shade. Somebody told me that. Thank you, Gina. I love the angels too. I do. And they're pretty even when they don't turn out exactly the way I planned. Like this one did not turn out the way I planned. But I think it's still pretty. And I will fix her dress so it's not all over the place and sticking out all over. Oh, wait a minute. Frankie's found something to get into. I lost track of him. There's no telling where he is. But, you can use wood beads for heads and paint them metallic colors, or, once you start looking for heads, you find them. It's like anything else. If it's on your mind, that's, you see it. Okay. That's how you make an angel. That's one way to make an angel. It's not the only way to make an angel. I like making the rustic ones and, putting the Spanish moss on for hair and stuff like that. And sometimes, if things fold over like this, I can't do it with this because this is so sheer, but you can make arms out of this stuff folding over by putting pipe cleaners in to give it some shape, and then they can hold something. This material is too sheer to do that. So it all, get back up there. Y'all, our crown is slipping.